Well, this is not a good update. The bacteria, I destroyed it. As you can see, I ran it yesterday without lights. I also yesterday cleaned off I scrubbed it with a peroxide covered toothbrush, the top layer of the bacteria, and it is gone. It'll probably come back, but I'm hoping to just keep it at bay for a little while. These guys are doing pretty well. I just fed them because one died. I woke up this morning to go to work and he was laying at the bottom gasping, or she, laying at the bottom gasping for air, and I looked it up and I didn't have time to test, so I was actually planning a water change after killing the algae. I was letting it mix, so I've got a new batch mixing there. So I changed the water, but it died halfway through work. I did do some tests. Some of these are old. Those ones are old, I think. So this is on the old water, and I knew I needed changed. Actually, today is my changing day. But 20 part per million. 20 part per million nitrate was about the highest I have. Everything else is kind of reading 0. There's a little bit of ammonia. I gotta double check that. And then the pH, I thought maybe because I have DIY rock and I covered it in peroxide that it ate some of the rock away and was just dumping pH in, because you have to bleed the pH out to get it to tank levels. I thought it just nuked my tank with pH, but it seemed to not. And actually it's running 8.0, which is kind of lower than I'd like, but at least it's not at 8.10, or well, 9.0, which was what it was off the chart beforehand. But so I have this little guy that I have. And this is really sad. I really liked him, but as you can see, he's kind of skinny. He got kind of picked out by the crabs once he died, but he is missing even from the top. I could see where his bowels would have evacuated, but even from the top down, he's super thin. So I'm kind of thinking he's starved. Well, if you can see how sunken his gut is. I don't know for sure, like I said, but I'm sort of thinking that's the way it went. He was gasping a lot. He was struggling to move in the flow, so I threw a sponge on to cut the flow. Yeah, I think I maybe missed a day of feeding. Well, they're so small. Missed a day. I fed a pellet for the crabs, and I think that didn't entirely. I kind of just thought they'd eat the pellets I'm using are like food for catfish and stuff, and it just kind of explodes. It not explodes, but it just drips off like chunks of like shrimp and stuff. So I thought that they'd get some of the just run out, because it kind of blows around the tank. I thought they'd get quite a bit from that, but obviously not. I think that's why that little guy died. Nothing seems to be going awry or out of control with the tank parameters. They all seem kind of okay. I was about to do the water change and that happened. I don't think it was the water change I don't think it was the water quality, because as you can see, all the crabs and stuff are doing just fine. I got a starfish in there, an Austria star that's doing just fine. All the corals are doing just fine. Unless it got burnt by the peroxide that was on the rock when the rock was placed in, or unless the algae cyanobacteria that is now stuck in the filters or dead on the rock poisoned it, or maybe because he ingested some. I saw one of them picking at the rock, but I think he died from kind of starvation. And I knew better. I knew these guys were basically, still, well, the fingerlings or fry, but I was feeding them different stuff and didn't throw any. I'm throwing real fine flakes in there, and just didn't do it. And I think he died from that. But next time, I will be very wary about scrubbing rocks with stuff, because I could definitely see, say for instance, if I did it with something acidic, it would it would start re-leaching pH. So I will keep an eye on that, and then make sure all my fish are fat and healthy. And this guy's fat now. You can see his dark belly spot, but pretty sad day. I don't know if I should get another one. I think I'm just gonna grow this one out, the one Ocellaris. I'm kind of planning on doing a 55-gallon downstairs in the coming year or so, and I would kind of like to get a few clown loaches for that. Not clown loaches, sorry. We have clown loaches and we love them. We've had them for years, but the clownfish are better. Clownfish. So, yep. I guess that's the thing I did, and I messed up. Have a good one.